you guys doing? Welcome to Newsroom Media. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. Now to the headlines. SARS protectors or predators. End SARS, Buhari orders IGP to deal with erring officers inside Niger'S Miracle Center where witches are stripped naked. Petitions against Obaseki's victory at tribunal rises to 3. Budget 2021, Buhari Osibanjo to spend 3.2 billion naira on travels. Stamp duty belongs to NIPOST. Breaking news, gunshots in Ondo polling units. ASU, we will protect varsity autonomy with our blood. Breaking news, Jagade wins polling units. End SARS protesters storm Oluwo's palace. Before I go into details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button, the red button down below. Like and share my videos. Most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post. Now to the details of the news. Inside Niger'S Miracle Center, where witches are stripped naked. Videos of gross abuse of human rights in a so-called miracle center in Mokwa, Niger State, have been trending on social media in the past 2 months. They include those of men and women stripped naked after they were accused of witchcraft. Bizarre scenes in the video include women being forced to confess their alleged evil deeds at gunpoint and men being forced to urinate on one another. The opening scene in one of the videos features 2 men fighting naked while a singer described as the Ila, Malam, sings for them. The 2 men engage each other in a fight until they became tired, after which they were made to confess their sins. In one of the confessions, someone is seen in the background slapping the confessor until he admitted to being a wizard. The other man who refused to confess completely was given another opponent to continue fighting with. The 2 men who were fighting in the opening scene and gave their names as Danjuma and Mohammed are also made to dance naked while the self-styled Ila, Malam, throws sachets of pure water at them. Another scene features 2 women who within seconds were stripped naked, while every attempt they made to cover their nakedness in front of a mammoth crowd was rebuffed. Even one of the naked women who tried to cover her face was prevented from doing so, as she was forced to remove the hands she masked her face with. Another scenario saw an old woman being tortured with a stunt gun to confess that she is a witch. The woman, who looks like one in her 80s, is seen being stoned in the back to force her to confess that she is a witch. The foregoing is only a tip of a violation of human rights being perpetrated by Hassan Mohammed Mfanefene Patigi, who claims to be a prophet with the ability to heal all kinds of diseases, including stroke, leprosy, blindness, deafness, and dumbness, as well as provide remedies for infertility and stillbirth, among others. It was gathered that Patigi first arrived in Mokwa with claims that he could heal all kinds of illnesses and make barren women productive, a claim that endeared him to many of the town's residents. This the nation learnt he did for some time before he veered into branding people as witches, stripping them naked and compelling them to admit that they are witches. Patigi is then said to make the accused persons undergo all manner of obnoxious treatments, like asking people to urinate in their mouths, stoning them with sachet water, and causing them to fight themselves naked in public. Patigi is also accused of asking those who are searching for the fruit of the womb to bring the sum of 100,000 naira and make them count the money repeatedly until they are exhausted. The women are then made to hold hands with their husbands for hours, before they give the money to Patigi, who would pray on it and ask them to come back to collect the money after some days. Those who give birth to stillborns or witness premature birth are made to count charcoals until they are exhausted, while those in need of spouse are made to count stones until they are fagged out. Mokwa residents no longer at ease with him. The foregoing deeds of Patigi were said to have been tolerated by Mokwa residents until he began to brand people as witches and wizards, on account of which many began to suspect his credentials as the Malam or Sheikh he claimed to be. Some Mokwa residents who spoke with our correspondent said they were no longer comfortable with Patigi's style, especially his use for vulgar languages, and how he seems to always single out women to torture and taunt them. One of the residents, who identified themselves as Kasim Umar, said that the self-styled prophet had tortured a lot of people in his presence as one of those who go to watch them tortured or humiliated until it dawned to him that what the prophet was doing was not right. Umar said Hassan Patigi tortures old women, married women, young girls and men accused of witchcraft with shocking gadgets. He hurls sachet water at them when they refuse to say what he wants to hear. He asks some of his boys to beat them with sticks and even strip them naked. When he does some of these things, people think it is funny, so they laugh at the victims. A woman who gave her name as Sada believed that it is wrong for Patigi to force people to confess to practicing witchcraft, saying that she no longer goes to the arena to watch the shows. She said, everything he is doing or has done is not Islamic. Hassan would ask for the music to be played by his DJs. How can someone who calls himself a prophet go about with DJs? Sometimes he would ask that a beat be played without lyrics, and he would sing to it. It is not Islamic at all. When the music is played, he goes around dancing, and those who are apparently hypnotized are pushed outside and made to undertake shameful acts. I wonder how people that are made to undergo this would live with other members of their community without being taunted or embarrassed. Utma Mokwa, one of the cameramen engaged to cover his activities, has had to pull out when the scenes were becoming too obscene. Mokwa, who said he was never Patigi's supporter, said he withdrew his services because he could no longer bear the sights that confronted him on a daily basis. Explaining Patigi's mode of operation, Mokwa said whenever he claims to be doing healings, he would point towards the gullible miracle seekers and turn in a circle while standing on a table. Sometimes he claims to be using his eye contact to heal people. After doing it for about 5 minutes, he would ask those who had been healed to come out for testimonies. His boys would then give such people the microphone to tell the crowd how they were feeling before and how they are feeling now. If any of them says he or she did not feel better, he would chase them out of the line and ask me to delete that part from my camera. My major problems with him are, first, the torturing of people accused of witchcraft. I was moved to tears seeing the way an old woman who said she was not a witch tortured and asked to confess. Hassan Patigi stood by watching her being tortured. As young as I am, under that condition of torture and helplessness, I would confess to anything. My second problem is the way he strips people naked. These people are human beings and it is wrong. Prophet or lawbreaker. Dawon Usman, a journalist who also trained as a lawyer, said that everyone has his or her own perspective about the controversial Malam, adding that his condemnation is based on the weight of one's justifications. Speaking about the legal implications of Patigi's activities, Usman said that what is happening at the Miracle Center is nothing but a massacre of human dignity, considering that human dignity is a central objective and normative value system established by the Constitution, which is also epicenter to the preamble of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, 1946. It stressed that the human right basically means that every Nigerian has a right not to be subjected to torture or inhuman or degrading treatment, and no Nigerian should be held in circumstances that amount to slavery or servitude. It said the Northern Nigerian Panel System, where Hassan Patigi is staging witchcraft exorcism, expressly provides in Section 216A of a Panel Code Law of Northern Nigeria that whoever by his statement or actions represents himself to be a witch or to have a power of witchcraft shall be punished with imprisonment, which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. By virtue of the above provisions, witchcraft is a punishable offense in the Northern Nigerian Panel System. However, Hassan Patigi is not recognized by any law as a judicature or judgeship to administer such law whatsoever, and it implies that any pronouncement made by Hassan on any person whatsoever is inconsistent with any provisions of the law, and to the level of that inconsistency is null and void. Any magistrate court, area court, or upper area court in the northern part of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, is a proper venue for commencing an action against a witchcraft, in that the Panel Code is applicable only in this region, as opposed to the southern, western, and eastern part of Nigeria, where criminal code is in operation. Hassan Patigi Miracle Center, Mokwa, is therefore a non-jurisdictional place to entertain and administer justice on any offenses of any ruling whatsoever, just like any other criminal activities in the northern part of Nigeria. An action against the witchcraft can be instituted by first information report or direct criminal complaint. The second mode is applicable in other northern parts of Nigeria except the FCT. It is worthy of note that stripping an alleged witch naked before a large crowd of spectators is not only diabolical by the civility of all the international and domiciliary law, but together against the violation of human rights and dignity of a human person. It is socially deplorable, societal condemnable, logically despicable, humanly intolerable, and legally actionable. Among all the laws that regulate humanity and human transaction, the law that upholds human dignity is sui generis, that is classical in its own kind. Therefore, every human being needs to enjoy decency of living devoid of any modicum of deprivation, except one occasioned by the instrumentality and supremacy of the law. Here you have it, guys. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain for today. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, any comments, please put it down below. I read my comments. I would love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for by now? And you must have been watching my videos for a while. Please click on the subscribe button down below. Like and share my videos. Most importantly, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I post. We still have more news coming your way today. Please stay tuned.